So, hello friends. Today I'm going to discuss about greenhouse effect and ozone depletion. It is one of the most popular topic because we are facing with this problem in our day-to-day life. So, can you imagine from this figure that what I'm going to show today or explain? You can see that what is global warming. I have given the heading, and here you can see the figures. At one side a tree has been sown, which is totally in a drought area, and on the other hand a bear has been sown which is sitting on the iceberg and it has been melted. So what does it indicates? It indicates that the temperature of the earth is increasing day by day, and it is leading to this condition. So, what is the primary factors or the factors responsible for these things? So, first of all, we should know that what greenhouse gases are, because they are responsible for this. So, the primary greenhouse gases in Earth atmospheres are water, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone, and some artificial chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons. So, a greenhouse gas is any gaseous compound in the atmosphere that is capable of absorbing infrared radiation. They were trapping and holding heat in the atmosphere. By increasing the heat in the atmosphere, the green gases are responsible for the greenhouse effect, which ultimately leads to the global warming. So, how to understand this greenhouse effect? Here in the figure, I have shown an earth, and the other side a sun has been shown. So, what happens from sun when solar radiation reaches the earth's surface? Some of the solar radiation reflects back, and rest of the sun energy is absorbed by land, ocean, and thereby heating the earth. Then heat radiates from earth to these spaces. So some of the heat is trapped by the greenhouse gases, keeping the earth warm enough to sustain life. So human activities like burning of fossil fuel, agricultural activities, industrial pollutions, land clearing, etc. is increasing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So this is trapping extra heat, thereby heating earth more than usual. So what will be the outcome then? The molecules of the greenhouse gases radiates heat energy, and majority of it comes to Earth's surface, thus heating it up. The cycle is repeated time again till the long wave radiation becomes unavailable for absorption. So, how will define what is global warming? Definition is that the gradual and continuous increase in average temperature of the surface of the earth results to global warming. Or we can also define it in that way that global warming is termed used for the observed century scale rise in average temperature of the earth's climate system and its related effects. Scientists more than 95% certain that nearly all of the global warming is caused by increasing concentration of your greenhouse gases and other human caused emissions. So here in the figure you can see I have shown all the outcome of this global warming. In one side you can see the changing rain and snow patterns, ice are melting, high temperature, more heat waves, and in the ocean you can see warmer oceans are there, rising sea level and damaged corals. Then changes in the plant life cycle also is a fact of this global warming. So, what are the causes? Let's understand. First is high level of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. All these gases allow heat waves to reach the earth but prevent the escape from the earth. As a result of earth is becoming more warmer and warmer. Secondly, deforestation is another reason. Due to reduction in plant numbers, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing as plants are capable of storing carbon. So, we have to stop this deforestation. Thirdly, increase in population leads to deforestation and resulting in global warming. Fourth is that waste management methods like landfills and incineration emit greenhouse and toxic gases, including your methane, which is also a greenhouse gas. Then intensive farming, cattle and sheep produce large amount of methane when digesting their food, while from fertilizer nitrogen oxides emissions are there. So these are also the cause of your global warming. Mining, metals and minerals are the raw materials used in construction, transportation and manufacturing of goods. From extraction to delivery, this market accounts for 5% of all greenhouse gases emissions. And overconsumptions, that is overexploitation of natural resources and emissions from international freight transport, which both contribute to your global warming. So what is the effects of global warming? So we have seen that the average temperature planet has increased from 0.8 degrees Celsius compared to the end of 19th century. Each of the last 3 decades has been warmer than all the previous decades since the beginning of the statistical surveys in 1850. At the pace of current carbon dioxide emissions, scientists expect an increase between 1.5 degree and 5.3 degrees centigrade in average temperature by 2100. Now, you can imagine that how drastic effect it is going to show. And if no action is taken, it would have harmful consequences to humanity and biosphere. So melting glaciers, early snow melt, and severe drought will cause more risk. Rising sea will lead to your coastal flooding. Troublesome new pests, heat waves, and heavy downpours, and increased flooding will occur. So all those factors will damage and destroy agriculture and fisheries. Disruption of habitats such as coral reefs will lead to many animal species to extinction. And allergies, asthma, and infectious disease outbreaks will become more common due to increased growth of pollen-producing weed, higher levels of air pollution, and spread of conditions favorable to pathogens and mosquitoes. So how can we control this global warming? We can reduce the use of fossil fuels. We can reduce the use of fuels, petroleum, and etc., and go for some alternative method. Like, and we can go for the battery based vehicles and so on, and planting more and more trees, control cutting of trees. Measures for controlling population should be taken, and we should drive less, use a battery based vehicle as I've already said, and recycle more. It will reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the environment. Next, ozone. So what is ozone? Ozone, or O3, is a colorless gas composed of 3 atoms of oxygen. There are 2 types of ozone, that is both good and bad ozone. So in regard to this pollution, we have come towards the ozone. We have heard about it a lot. So let's understand about it a little. So stratospheric ozone is good because it protects living things from ultraviolet radiation from the sun. But ground level ozone is bad because it can trigger a variety of health problems, particularly for the children, the elderly, and people of all ages who have lung diseases such as asthma. So now, when was this ozone layer formed? So it was formed around 600 million years ago. A thin ozone layer formed that was capable of protecting life from harmful wavelengths of UV radiation. That is wavelength between 200 to 300 nanometer. So how it is formed? So ozone is a molecule which is made of 3 oxygen atoms, often referred to as O3. And ozone is formed when heat and sunlight cause chemical reaction between oxides of nitrogen and volatile organic compounds, which are also known as hydrocarbons. So these reactions can occur both near the ground and high in atmosphere. What is its uses? It acts as a shield absorbing harmful ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun. You can also say that it acts as an umbrella. How it is measured? The thickness of ozone in a column of air from the ground to top of atmosphere is measured. It is measured from the air from the ground to the top of the atmosphere in terms of Dobson unit, that is DU. Now, stratospheric ozone is good ozone. How? It forms about 10 to 30 miles above the Earth's surface and forms a protective layer called the ozone layer. And that shields us from too much of sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation. And ozone is bad ozone. How? The ozone harms human health and environment when it forms close to the ground. The most significant thing that cause ground level ozone to form are NOx and VOC from mobile sources emission and industrial processes it comes out, and UV radiations, that is it comes from sunlight. So we have come towards the terms that is ozone hole. So what it is a large area of thin ozone layer over the Antarctic region where more depletion of ozone has taken place in comparison to the rest of the stratosphere. Means there the layer, as we know, the layer of ozone is there. In that particular place where this is called as ozone hole, the amount of ozone has decreased a lot. That's why it is called as ozone hole. Its depletion is due to one of the main factors is your chlorofluorocarbons. This chlorofluorocarbons is used as a refrigerant, move upward and reach the stratosphere. Then UV rays they act on them releasing chlorine atoms, and this then chlorine degrades ozone releasing molecular oxygen. Then chlorine atoms are not consumed in the reaction. So how we can control of this ozone depletion? Avoid the consumption of gases dangerous to the ozone layer. Minimize the use of cars. Do not use cleaning products that are harmful to the environment and to use. And buy local products. As more distance traveled, the more nitrous oxide is produced due to medium use for transport that product. So we should prefer for the local products. And maintain air conditioner as the malfunction causes CFC to escape into the atmosphere. We should also not use the air conditioners. So lots learn. Keep learning. Thanks for watching my video. Hope if you like it, you can subscribe my channel. Thank you.